Hey everybody. How's everybody doing today? I just well, let me talk about the stream for a second. This is where you guys submit your photos and I edit them using Olympus Workspace when it's working. It kind of failed on me last week, but it seems to be working fine today. And then also I put my picture out there for you guys to edit. So we just kind of edit each other's pictures and share some ideas on composition, and really it's about learning composition and using the Olympus Workspace. It's not a photo critique in any way. And I see a lot of the regulars here. That's awesome. You guys are all here. I appreciate that, and especially for submitting your pictures and taking the time to edit one of mine. I'll try and put one out there a little sooner. I didn't get much notice this time because I don't know. I really need to plan out my streams better. I've been saying that for a year now, so. But a couple of different things today is I'm using the Olympus beta live streaming software right now. So if you guys heard about Robin put a link out where to download that. So he has a video from I guess he did it this morning or last night about using Olympus OMD webcam software. Works great. It's a tiny bit of lag. Look, and I didn't overlap it correctly because I'm bleeding into the chat section a little, but I'm using it right now, the USB web. So I'm plugged into my OEM. Oh, God, which one is this? I can't tell which is which. Okay, that's the M1 Mark II right now. I'm using to use the USB connection. It's really cool. Now it's only submitting at 720p. But you know, I just expanded it a little bit, but there's a little bit of choppiness, right? I guess, I don't know, that's because it's going through just regular USB 2, but we'll see. It's not bad though, right? It's coming out pretty good. So I'm gonna use this. I'm just trying to see if there's any lip syncing issues on top of that. Just a tiny bit of lip syncing, which I can tweak a little bit in software, but I'm just going to leave it as is for now. All right, so let's get to the images. Let's see. Because I mean, 720p won't matter when I have myself down in a little corner. But where's that thing here? Is it this? Yeah, this is it. Hold on, I got to add the webcam in, and then we'll get started with the editing here. There. And just shrink myself down. All right, that's good, right? I have the chat window up. Looks like everything's working just fine. Just a tiny bit on the lip sync and a little bit of choppiness, but that might be a setting I can set because I don't know what shutter speed. I'm just like in program mode for the video. All right, let's see what you guys sent in this week. I really haven't had a chance to look at these. I see, this is from Bob Titchmarsh. And we have some trees. Okay. Wish I could make this smaller. Let me see if I can drag this in more. Yeah, that helps a little bit. And we shot with what? Auto white balance, ISO 200 at f8, 1/80th of a second. Using the Olympus 12 to 60 millimeter. At, looks like it's 35 millimeter equivalent is 60. So you shot this at 30 millimeters. Looks like you already did a slight crop because we're at 4:3. Which camera? EM1 Mark II. Samit, no, I haven't found a way to show the focusing point in Workspace. I thought I did once when I was using like Olympus Viewer, but I haven't seen it on Workspace. This is atrocious. It's not so bad. I kind of see where Bob was going with this. I mean, basically this is the image with like the repeating patterns, right? And then the flowers at the base kind of add a little bit of I don't know if you call it foreground or some interest to the picture, the flowers that I'm referring to here. And then there's just a peak of sky coming through. And this is a, what is this? This is a JPEG, so I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot with respect to dynamic range, but there's not much dynamic range in this image. So I feel like, yeah, abstract landscape, right? So I like the trees. I'm trying to think, clickbait picture. Let me think. What would I do with this? I'm not sure I like this one tree front and center. It'd have been nice if this tree was behind and then a little bit more foreground. So what I would have done differently is I would have made this all foreground here so no trees intersect all the way down to the bottom like it is right here. But there's no way to work around that because this tree is now front and center. And but that I would have liked the whole bottom just to be kind of a brush green, then go up into the trees. And so let me see. Oh, you know, I forgot to tell you guys. I'm gonna have a drink. I'm feeling good today. I don't know why, but I'm feeling good. I feel like I'm gonna have, this is a Blue Moon Belgian White. I bought this over Christmas like 7 months ago. And I'm just now, this is like only my third one since then. But I'm gonna have one. God, Wolf Tick, you're hilarious. Change it, crop it down to 10%, move the camera tree. Yeah, I think you're right, Sumit. I think I'm gonna pick a corner. I think this side or this side. I like this side a little better. So let's work with that. So I kind of get the brush, and then we can get a little closer in the flowers. So I got to decide. I think the flowers over on this side are a little nicer because they come all the way to the bottom of the frame. And something like this. God, this tree's now centered, but it's okay. We got a little bit of brush. Now I'm going to add some contrast. So let me take out the camera info. And I'm going to add some contrast. I could do it with just a slider. I don't know if I have to go into tone curve so much. Back off the saturation. And let's see. Maybe a little bit of clarity to add some details in, or perceived details. And oh, you know, I really like these flowers. So there's too much green in this image, so I'm gonna warm it up. Take a little bit out. Like that. And let me work on the hue on the greens, because I don't like the greens being too yellow, but I want the trees to be more red. So let me adjust the hue on the greens to be more green. Yeah, that's helping. Move it this way. Oh, that's a hair too much. Maybe this blue needs to come. Nope, that's fine. And there, that's green. Now what can I do about these trees? I want to make these trees more red. So what colors do we have in here? We have some browns. I think if I push these more red, we'll be okay. See how that works. It's getting there. There's a little bit of red here now. No, Lauren, it doesn't have auto levels or anything like that. What if I go this way? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're out of range. I might have to do it with a tone curve. All right, now for luminance, let's push the reds maybe back. A little darker. I might have to do it with white balance. Again. Let me go back up to the white balance. Let me pull off this. Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting the trees kind of more reddish yellow. And now maybe a little bit of tone curve action. Let me try that. If I pick the reds, let's see, these trees are kind of in this. I'm going to put a pin here to lock it. And a pin here, here, here. Let me see if I can push the reds a little bit more. There we go. A little bit too red, but I think that's a little bit too red. I gotta fix the greens. I kind of jacked them up a little bit. I'm really working way too hard on this image because this is a little rough. Where's my adjust colors? Let me fix my greens. I think this part, if I back this off a little bit. Yeah. All right, I want to bring this part out more. So, not sure what I can do though. I think I'll have to do a highlight shadow thing. So let me pull the shadows down. Yeah, there we go. A little bit more in the highlights. All right, I think that's all I can do. So let's do a quick before and after. So yeah, basically I just wanted to make the trees more brown reddish look and get rid of this front and center one. I didn't like this coming all the way down and cutting the frame in half. This is a little bit more where I was going. Just wish it was a little bit more detail, but I had to crop in. But yeah, I think that looks better now. What do you guys think? I don't know. That was a tough one though, right? Oh, sharpness, true. If I can add some sharpness like that, that'll help. But yeah, that looks bad. I mean, not bad. I mean, that doesn't look bad. Maybe the only thing I would do is a soft focus filter. At this point, let me see how that works and just reduce the effect a little bit. You can spend all day on one image, right? How about that? A little bit of soft focus, maybe. Okay, let's move on to the next one. But not a bad shot, Bob. I think just this one tree kind of jacked it up a little. All right. Oh, I like this, a street shot. So this is from Roman. Hey Roman, I don't know if you're here or not. I know you were in the last stream. Let's look at the EXIF data, because that's always fun to look at. And let's see. This got to be, oh, this is a Pen F with a 45mm f1.8 at f1.8 ISO 320, shutter speed 180. Really good exposure. Technically, right? All the exposure there is good. So yeah, good shot technically. And then let's look at it though. Tiny bit of softness there. So I think a little bit of a dehaze, because I wouldn't shoot this lens wide open next time, because you got a tiny bit of motion blur. So we need to, and you've already applied some highlight shadow here, I see. Yeah, it's definitely crooked, Wolftick. We need to straighten it. I'm just trying to get a feel for the image right now. What's interesting here, because this is looks like motion blur. So 1/80th of a second didn't cut it. I'm just thinking, let me straighten it. Let me just straighten it first, because that's the most obvious thing. I see what's throwing you off here, because this looks crooked compared to the counter. So we might have to do a aspect distortion correction. None of these are gonna do it. Keystoning maybe. And let's squeeze this side a little bit. There. Right about there. Now let me go back to straighten a little bit. Okay, that feels about right. And then let's see if we can frame this a little better. Let me get rid of some of these highlights, because these are blown out, but there might be some interesting things in here. It's not distortion with the 45mm, it's just the way you held the camera. You might have been slightly off. The plane of focus needs to be completely parallel with the subject, you know, like this. Well, you know what I mean. So if you're just off a little bit, these lines and angles, because I do this professionally, right? Lines and angles, like for real estate. So when I see it, it's very, you know, I pick it up very easily, the problems. Now let's do a square crop. I think I'm going to cut out all the menus and everything on the sides and just focus in. I kind of like the lights up here though. Let me see if I can bring these in just a little more. I'm killing the contrast, but I can bring it back by crushing the shadows a little more. Yeah, there we go. And my crop is a little bit off. I want to go a little tighter. If that works. Now what's down here? Down here is a little interesting too, but I think I got enough of it. I think we're okay. All right, let's go into the tone curves. This is definitely a candidate for tone curves and stuff. Let me do some dehaze. The menus do give it some context, Wolf Tick, but you can't really read them. So I think it's pretty clear we're at a restaurant or a counter for a restaurant. So the menus add a tiny bit of context of what kind of food it is, but it's not enough. What's this German up here? Is this in Germany? Nuremberg. Yeah, this is in Germany. And what kind of food is this? Apples and pizza? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we need to bring some clarity back in this image. So I'm gonna crank up my clarity and dehaze just a tiny bit. Let me add the sharpness back in. Let's turn off the noise filter. We don't need that. And we're getting there. So yeah, you had your noise filter set to standard. So I would have at ISO 320 or like whatever you were. You don't need any kind of noise filter. And you're a little bit too aggressive with the highlight shadows for this scene. Because there's a lot of really bright things up here that I don't want to lose. And let me work with the colors a little bit. No, nothing to do there. What picture mode were you in? Natural? That's fine. All right, let me look at the tone curve. Let me see. I think a white balance fix. I'm gonna make this a little bit. You know what? Forget the white balance. I think an art filter from here will work. Let's try a Oh, this looks like a reflection on a glass. So Roman, were you taking this through some glass? Yeah, right here that looks like a little cutout. So that's why it's a little bit soft, because it looks like it's going through some glass here. That's what this is. So it looks like, Roman, this was shot through some glass. So that would explain why I'm seeing a little bit of softness here too. But I think a vintage art filter will work well here. One of these will work well. Let me try this one. Ouch, ouch. Give it a second to render. This might... No, let's go with instant film. Oh, you don't have that one here. Let me go with a vintage 3. Yeah, I like this. Okay, this is just subjective, but I like this a lot. Right here. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So let me go back to the tone curves now. What I want to do is just bring the shadows up a tiny bit, because we're down. Yeah, these are all... I need to bring it up about right here. Just a hair. Oh, this is the red channel. Hold on. This back to RGB. So where are we now? Right there. So I'm going to put a pin here and just raise it right here. Maybe just a hair. And then crush the blacks a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to just add some The vignette in here is usually too strong, so I'm going to do it manually. Just a tiny bit, just to bring this back in a little bit. Be about there. And let me just check the white balance one more time. So if I balance it using the dropper here, see how bad that messes it up. Yeah, that's not good. Let me pull back a little bit on the magenta. All right, I think I'm done. What do you guys think? You'd have to be a lot closer, Sumit, if you use the 25 millimeter. You'd have to be a lot closer. Yeah, it could be the lights reflecting into the UV filter on the lens. Yeah. I guess Roman, you mentioned you were using a UV filter just somewhere up here in the comments. I missed that, but okay. I think this is where I'm going. Let's do it before and after. So I don't know. I like this vintage look. Maybe it's the beer talking, but I like this kind of vintage look to it. And I think you were shooting through some plastic glass, so that's why it's a little bit soft. So I just said, screw it, go with an art filter and just add to that look. That looks good to me. She's a little bit blue, but that's okay. I like it. All right. What do you guys think? I think that looks halfway decent. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. Never use UV filters. Yeah, I use them on, well, I only use it on one lens and it's a lens I don't use anymore. But anyway. Okay, here we have a picture from Jose. And we did no EXIF data, so I don't know, but this looks like this is probably a 300 millimeters because of the bokeh here. And I bet this is a 300 millimeter f4. Or no, this is like you got really close with the 150 f2.8. That's what this feels like. But anyhow, detail's pretty amazing. What is this is a JPEG, so some sharpening's already been done. Really, really sharp though. Look how shallow that depth of field is though. Like from here to here, it just drops off like really fast. So what would I do here? I would probably, I need to bring out I want to bring out the colors a little more, a little brighter. Because compositionally, there's not much to do here. It's already been kind of cropped and and composed already, and it's a really good composition. I think all I would do is just add a tiny bit of warmth. Because whenever I see reds and oranges, I like to warm it up even more. And then you've already done an awesome job in the sharpening and everything. I don't need to do one thing there. Really amazing. Really good job, Jose, sharpening. We just need to work with the Where are we on the colors? Let's bring the midtones down and the shadows up. Ah. Okay, that's getting there. Oh, it's a 50 to 200. Okay. Thank you, Bob. Is Jose here or did he I need to really bring, now I'm getting some wonky contrast. Okay, Jose, good, good. I messed up the tone curve a little bit too much. That's good. And then where's my saturation? Let's just add a bunch. Okay, back that off. Right there. Let's try some gradation. I don't know, Jose, it's already, you really did a good job already on this. Not much for me to do, other than get a little bit creative. Just pull in some vignette, maybe. I think I did, I think I made it worse, but let's look. That's the before and after. So I just wanted to bring the colors of the bird out more and a little bit brighter. But by doing that, I kind of messed up the colors a little bit. But I think that looks pretty good now. Because this is a little bit flat. Oh, you know, it's just the white balance. Let me pull the white balance off a little bit. There. Now we're there. And yeah, the saturation a tiny bit. Maybe back down to about 20. I think that works. So let's look at the before and after. Yeah, I think that works right there. All right, really awesome shot though, Jose. Good job. Everything is, look at that. Look how sharp that is, you know? It's really freaking amazing. Awesome shot. All right. Let's move on to the next one. All right. I love dogs. I wish I could leave my dog off leash, but she would run like the wind, man. What did I get? A JPEG? So this has already been kind of processed and it's super sharp. What is this? This is the 40 to 150 f2.8 Pro lens on the EM1 Mark III. So you dialed in 1/3 of a stop negative exposure, I guess to keep the highlights. Auto white balance, ISO 64. So it is a bright day. See, when you have plenty of light, man, you can get, your images are 10 times better, right? Hi Luke, how are you? The only thing compositionally, I don't like this thing going right into his head. I might brush that out. But I don't see, gosh, I just don't see anything to do here. This is Frank's picture. I mean, I would just make it I might bring the highlights up a bit because the shadow and midtones are perfect. But I think the highlights, for me, I would need to bring these up a bit. Yeah, you can go down to 64 ISO on the Mark III. I think the Mark 1 as well, or the Mark 2 as well. I think I would just bring the highlights up. Oh, did I lose all the detail in the sky? Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Why are they sharper than your kit lens? I don't know. And then I'm gonna separate this dog a little bit more from the sand. So I'm gonna enhance the red in his coat here. So I think I need to use, if this is available, I'm gonna do some saturation of some reds and oranges. Yeah, there we go. And then the only other thing I would do is, I don't like this one thing. Let me see if I can brush that out a little bit. A little bigger. Let's do it from, oh, I need a little more blur and a little bigger brush. Try one more time. Oh, you know, the frickin' clone tool in Workspace sucks. I'm gonna do one more shot. Yeah. Just sucks. Let me grab from here and try. There, that's better. All right, but you get the idea. All right, I think this is all I would do. Maybe a little bit more in the highlights. Let me go one more notch. Perfect. All right, let's do a before and after and take a look. So that's all I did really, is I wanted to bring the coat out a little more red against the sand. I probably should brighten the dog up just a tiny bit. Let me do one more thing. Where is it? Maybe some clarity. Clarity sometimes brings a little more separation out. But let me try. Where's my adjust color here? Let me do the luminance on the red. Reds and oranges. Then I'm gonna pull back on the yellows. No, I mean I should add a lot to the yellows. Let me see. Come on. There's a little ball here that I want to get in. A little bit more. Oh, the eyes are covered and they're black. There's nothing I can do here. I could do this in Lightroom, but I can't. When I punched in earlier, I noticed the eyes were already kind of black, so I couldn't do it. So, all right, now let's do a before and after. That's what I would do. That looks really good. This is an awesome picture to start with. And even though it was a JPEG sent in, you know, you could still do a lot with it because the lighting was so good. It exposed perfectly. And the composition of looking, everything is perfect. I didn't crop this at all, right? But I think if I had the raw file and I was working in Lightroom, I could make this maybe 10% better by bringing out the eyes a little bit more and doing a little more separation here of the dog against the sand. But the workspace controls are a little bit too coarse. I can't get enough granularity, you know, no pun intended, to work the sand a little bit better. But I would make the sand brighter and the dog a little darker. Well, I would leave the dog about this luminance, but I would brighten the sand up a lot more. But I'm struggling a little bit with that in Workspace. So okay, but yeah, God, you guys are sending some awesome pictures this week. Let's see what we got here. This is Lauren. All right, Lauren. Awesome. Pen PL8, right? No. Oh, you're Nikon today. All right. Yeah, I saw a lot of pictures from your portfolio you shot with this old Nikon. Okay. The horizon feels kind of crooked. This is a nice shot. He always does these great travel photos. So the horizon here is crooked, but then when you get down to the street, it's perfectly level. So I think I'd still tilt it just a tiny bit. Maybe just about that. Yeah. All right, good. And I think I'm going to cut out this tree over here. I like the way this tree is framing the tree in the middle. This tree, I get it, is supposed to be kind of framing everything. Oh, the ground is not level, Lauren? Yeah, this ground is definitely kind of moving a little bit. But I had to tilt it a little bit because of just the optical illusion of it all. I might have to tilt it back actually, just one there. And I'm gonna keep your 16:9 crop or thereabouts, but I want to get rid of this tree on the right and just work with this area. And I'm debating if I even need this in it. What if I go there? This kind of works. I kind of like this a little better though. Let me see what that looks like. It's a little bit too tight. You don't think 16:9 works? Go 1:1, maybe. Yeah, not quite as wide. Let me try 4:3 actually. Where's the other one? What's the other one? 3:2. Something like that. Let me try that. Yikes. I don't like that at all. Who suggested 1:1? That would be crap, I think. I mean, oh, well, duh. That actually looks good. I like that. I'm an idiot. All right. I shouldn't drink so much. I only had like half and I'm already feeling it. I haven't had one in a couple of months. I like this crop, this 1:1. So let me crank the sharpness. I think you did the exposure and processing already really well. I would just brighten it a tiny bit. Maybe overall, I don't think any individual thing needs to be brightened. So I'm going to brighten it and then bring some contrast back in. Maybe not quite that much. Right about there, and then let's either... Let me try it with a tone curve. Yeah, something like that. With dramatic tone. All right, if you want to see what that looks like, I wouldn't do dramatic tone on this normally, but since Roman asked, yeah, it's a wreck. If I had to do any art filter, I would do soft focus on this. And then pull it back. I don't think it needs an art filter. I really like kind of the more realistic vibe I'm getting. I think this is all I would do. So let's take a quick look. So on the left here is the original like 16 by 9-ish crop to what I did over here. It's hard to see the square crop next to the other one. But basically when you look at them side by side, I made it a little brighter, but then I brought the contrast back in, so it kind of evened out. But this yellow area is a little bit brighter now, which I think kind of helps. So let's look at the square crop by itself. Wait, I got a tip here. Crop in is the thing now, like tone. Yeah. Not as good as my UK homebrew. Oh, sorry, you guys talking about something else. I think this works. I would brush this little piece out here, because I want to keep this centered. That works for me. Okay, nice shot though, Lauren. Let's move on. Basically all we need to do is a square crop. Oh, this is cool. This is from Eva. Oh, and this is the Olympus 12-200 on the M1 Mark II. Shutter speed's at 2000. Oh no, ISO's at 2000. f6.3, 1/1600th of a second. So man, it was a bright day. Man, this lens, this 12-200, it's just every image I've seen from it has been just a little bit soft. I mean, yeah, I'm not a fan. What focal length is this? And you're only at 94 millimeters. So you're only halfway, but you're probably wide open here. But this is a perfect capture. This girl playing with her dog, I love this. Perfect capture. So all I would do is get rid of this oddity here, or use it. Let me see. I think we can just go to a square crop and we're like 90% done. and then just bring the clarity and sharpness back in. So let's do that. And some dehaze. So the background looks foggy though. So I think that's real. Let's just do some simple slider stuff. How about some contrast? Yeah. Then add a tiny bit in the midtones and shadows. Yeah, this is a perfect photo, right? I need to crop out this little mound here, if possible. All right. I introduced a little bit of grain into the image with the sharpening, so let me do this. Let me back it off a little bit. Maybe the clarity too is a little bit too, where is that? All right, I think we're good. We're done. I mean, I think a black and white would work too. Let me just see what a monotone looks like. It's not too bad. We'll stick with color though. Monotone could work if I could get a little more contrast in, but I think I'm done here. So let's compare. Yeah, that's it. I just brightened it up a little bit and added some contrast. And then a square crop. Good to go. Beautiful. Awesome. Awesome image though. I love this. I love this dog flying in the air. I'm thinking we could crop in a lot more, but there's just not enough detail. I would crop in almost up to where the dog is jumping, maybe right about here. Then we'd cut her feet off. So I think this is it. Maybe, you know, let me see if I can bring out the purple in the coat a little bit. Uh, I wonder. Nope. It's just too dark to bring out anything in the coat. Yeah, I don't think that made any difference. That's the before and after. And we'll look at it by itself. Yeah, that's awesome. Love this picture. Look at that dog. Gosh. All right, let's move on next here. Ooh, sports shot. Let's look at this full screen. Well, what's the exit first? ISO 1000 at f2. Wow. 1/640th of a second. EM5 Mark III. 45mm f1.8. All right. Let's see what we got. Good. Tiny bit of motion blur, but otherwise very sharp. We got to straighten it. I'm not sure what I would do. I'm not a sports photographer. I'm not sure what I would do here. I like the action of this girl running. I think this kid needs to go. Cuz all eyes are on this group right here. We need to get rid of this guy. Cuz he's like, I don't know what he's doing. He's looking the wrong way. Not in the game, man. I think I just need to straighten this first though. Which is inevitable because, you know, sports action stuff, you're always dodging. And see if we got at least the floor. All right. Okay, Andrew, we'll see you later. Oh, gout? That's gotta suck. I don't even know what that is, but that's gotta suck. Sounds awful. Okay, now let's try 3x2. Well, we're already at 3x2. 4x3. It's a little bit tight. If I can move back a little bit. All right. What do I got here? Instant film. And some vignette. I'm just trying to give it kind of a vintage look. No, that's too much right there. And tiny bit of, just a tiny bit warmer. Let's pull the saturation back a little bit. Like so. Ooh, not that much. Right there. I think that looks good. So let's do before and after. Might be the beer talking. I mean, I'm not a sports action guy, so I'm probably messing this shot up. I don't know if you guys have some recommendations. But this is the one kid here is not looking in the action, so I just cut him out. That's all I did and straighten it. And then the instant film filter, I don't know, when I'm very nostalgic in terms of like when I think about high school, we had the Polaroids and all that crap. So that's kind of why I went this way with the instant film filter. But I think that looks pretty good now. Looks really good. And it's a personal thing. I just love this instant film filter. So no suggestions there? Try adding a Dutch angle. Okay. I can see that. Let me see. Which way would I go? Or running up or down? I like this foot right here. I mean, we could really focus in on just the action here. But I like the idea of all the other players in the shot. I'll have her running up into the frame. Let's try a totally different shot. Let's do 1x1. Let's see what that looks like. I mean, that's not bad either. I mean, we don't need to see the kid's arm, really. I wish I could get her foot more in the corner. But I don't think I can do it without cutting it off. Yeah, I think if I were to do a Dutch angle, I would do something like this. That's one way to go. We can take a look at the before and after. I mean, you go from one kind of wonky angle to this. Dutch angle kind of works. Kind of works too. But okay, let's move on. Roman says 16:9 crop. I'll try it. I just don't see it though. Let me reset this. Yeah, tough court where you have to run uphill, right? Yeah, that's a little too tight, Roman. I It's just too tight. I can't get these two kids in the frame. Okay, let's move on. Nice shot though. Good action shot. Dalibor. Ooh. Wow, totally blown out here. This is from Andrew Galloway, and what's different in picture mode? Color creator is it adds a tint to the entire range, to the entire image. Adjust color, you can adjust individual colors to the image, versus the color creator just adds color to everything, whatever color you pick. I think what I would do with this, we're almost there. I would just add contrast and then a soft filter. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let me just go to the so what is this, 1/400th of a second on the 14 to 42 kit lens, the original EM5, the Mark 1. Nice. So let me just add a bunch of contrast here. So I'm gonna do this and this right about there. I think I can do more, but let me see. I want a little bit more black. A little bit more. Okay, right there. And then I'm going to add a soft filter, just a hint of soft. I'm going to adjust this off a little bit. Oh, it doesn't let me. Sometimes I can adjust the effect. Let me see. Nope, I can't do it. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I can't do soft focus then. That's weird. Normally with soft focus, I have a little slider here. So I can't go this dark then. I have to bring this off a little bit. And then I would focus on this row of chairs. So definitely, let's start with a 16:9. Crop out this one weird lamp. Let me add more contrast. And I don't want to do the haze, but maybe. Yeah. And let's crank up the, oh, I don't have a color wheel available to me, so we're gonna have to forget that. So let's just do straight up saturation, because the only color I see in here is this red right in here. I want to amplify that red spot. All right, I think I'm done. Let's do a before and after here. Yeah, that looks good. I had to get rid of this lamp and then go a little bit wider. But I wanted to keep this bench in so you could see how deep the snow is, right? And then all the way out to here. I like it. Let's do one with mine by itself. Yeah, that looks good. It's a nice shot. Man, it's cold though. God, I hate the winter time. Let me tell you. All right, Andrew. Yeah, nice picture though. I think that's yeah, I'm glad you like it. You liked Andrew's better? Really? This is so soft. I can't see nothing. I think this is I like mine better, Rick. Sorry. Looks good both ways. Oh, I don't know. The before picture I feel like was just too washed out. All right, let's see what else. Man, we still got a lot to go. Let me work faster. It's already 6 o'clock. So, ooh, okay. Old player, nice shot. I loved like these like working shots, right? Where people are doing stuff. This is a woman. I don't mean to be sexist, but I wasn't expecting that. So, that's cool. I love this. I'm gonna get rid of this guy. Or person, I should say, standing here. And what is this device? What is that? Man, that's crazy. That's part of the welding equipment, it looks like. So I want to keep that maybe. Um let me get rid of that guy. What's keep that, yeah, so we're gonna go square. Just straight up square. And I'm gonna get rid of the corner of this table. I don't like the way that is. That's a reel of welding wire. Okay, thanks. Like, you know everything, Bob. I'm gonna go right here. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like that. And then, yeah, Flying Fish likes the softer image on the snow too. Wow, not me. Now, let me see. I'm leaning black and white, but I kind of like the red helmet. I like this helmet. Is this a, this is a raw image. Where's the focus point? It's a little bit soft everywhere. It's somewhere in here. Okay. The focus point is all the way back here, old player. And this is soft. See, look at that. That's a little soft, and then all the way down here, tack sharp. Dang it. It'd have been nice to get focus over here. A laptop. So I would I'm a little bit torn with the red here. This because this red is here. I was thinking partial color, but because of this red thing back here, I can't do it. And I'd like to emphasize that this looks like maybe a couple of women doing this. I'd like to emphasize that point. I mean, if I had, if it wasn't a woman, I would probably crop right in here, like this. But this is all soft. But I think I'll go with this. Let's leave the gender out of it. And then see if we can fake some of the sharpness. I'm leaning monochrome now. Yeah, that's working. All right, now we're gonna go crazy on the dehaze. I really want to bring out the textures here and some clarity. Come on, render, render. I want to see this. Oh, God, it's taking forever here. All right. A little more clarity. And brush the blacks a little bit more. All right. I think that's it. Let that render for a second. But it's not done rendering, but this is kind of where I would go. Is just get rid of all of this extra stuff all the way around here and focus on what they're doing. Like I said, I would have liked to just kept her hair in here. But I think ultimately the scene is about this. What's going on right here. I'd actually probably pull some more of the blacks. Let me do it with the tone curve. I think like that would work better. Yeah. Now we're talking. So that's that's my edit there. I think that works. The black and white. A little bit less in the highlights. Dang it. What happened to my tone curve? Pull that off. No, it's not there. But yeah, I think that's what I would do. This is where I would go with this. If you didn't miss focus, it would have been perfect. It's still rendering. Give it a second. Here it comes. It's coming. It's coming. Come on. Come on, Workspace. You can do it. There you go. A little bit more. All right. Now it's rendered. I think this is a cool image now. All right. Let's move on. Oh, he did send me the raw image. Okay, Frank. I could have worked with the raw image. I was working with his JPEG. Dang it. Okay, my bad. But I wouldn't change. I didn't really change too much with your JPEG, right? Just add a little more color to the dog. This is cool. Okay, this is a square crop. We got to get rid of this. So let me just do that. We need to get in really tight. Just like that. This is the raw image? Oh, this is Benny's image. Okay. Is this your image, Nature? What did you shoot this with? Let's see. 40 to 150 f2.8 with the teleconverter. Yeah, this is you. Cause you've been bragging on how you got the 40 to 150 forever. in the other stream. EM1 Mark II. And let's see. Okay. Not too tight. Room to breathe. Maybe, but I want to see all this detail in here. Oh, it's, hold on. Speaking of bugs, one just flew in my face. I want to see the eyes and everything. I'll back it off a little. Maybe that much. I wouldn't back it off much more than that. Because the problem I'm having is there's too much dead space up here. How about that? A little more room to the right. All right, well, if I'm gonna do that, I need to go, let's try 3x2 and go this way. Maybe that. Yeah, definitely. You know, if you're gonna submit a picture, everybody just use a 300mm f4 so I don't have to crop next time. Okay, I'm just kidding, of course, but yeah. All right, let me just throw in some sharpness and I would I'm gonna work with the tone curves here because I think we can go right there and tiny bit in the midtones right there. Okay, and okay, Rick, we'll see you later. Thanks for coming in as always. Appreciate your feedback. I'm gonna go because there's a lot of greens here with this blue. See if I can bring, where are these flowers at? They're all the way up here. We bring the flowers back in. And then, yeah, I think you're right, Bob. I like the square crop better. But it's easy enough to go back to it, right? Just kind of right in here. And how'd we do? We got some detail on the wings. Okay, it looks good right here. I don't think I need to do anything else. I mean, they're just bugs. Where's my clarity? Just a tiny bit on the clarity, maybe. Right there. Okay, let's see how that renders out. So basically a crop and a little bit of contrast and sharpness and we're done, right? Yeah, I think that's it. All right, cool shot though, nature. It's always good to get dragonflies. Dragonflies, you know, they like are always flying around, but then sometimes when they stop, they stay there for a long time. And that's when you get the good shots of dragonflies. All right, let's move on here. Okay, house on a hill. We need some dehaze. We need to get some detail in here. So yeah, I think just a this is the Lumix 45 to 200 EM10 Mark II. 1/200th of a second. And I don't see the ISO 200. And you set the white balance. Okay. I'm a little confused what to do with the crop. Yeah, sky replacement. Yeah, I'm leaning towards this and some clarity and definitely a bunch of dehaze and just tiny bit more clarity. Let's throw the sharpness back in. Uh, Maybe a pop filter. Let me see. Okay. And we'll just pull the saturation back here. I really want to bring out these reds against the green. So where is, let me see if I have adjust color available. Nope, just color's not there. So this is from Stefan Hummel. Okay. Maybe a little less saturation. That pop art might be a little too strong. Yeah, it is oversaturated, Dave. I think on anybody's screen. So I think I'm gonna have to pull the art filter off and just add saturation this way. Well, let me see what a muted look looks like. No. Let me add saturation in manually. And let's try low key. Nope. Normal's fine. What do I need to do? What is all this? Is all the, yeah, I'm gonna save the house and get rid of the trees. Just like this. This is what really stands out. A cross process? Oh no, that would be crazy. I just need to kind of get the trees a little more subtle. And let me just crop a little bit more on the house. Should I do? Yeah, I think I think seeing the tree tops help you get some perspective that this is on top of a mountain. Because if I just get all sky, I think you wouldn't know that. But I think this works right here. I just wish I don't know if I can get a little bit more red in here. Let me put a pin here and here and see if I can. Just a tiny bit. Now it looks too saturated. Okay, I think that's what I would do. Is just move the house off to the left a little bit, get rid of most of the sky, and crush the exposure on the trees down to where the house just stands out like a sore thumb. Because the way it is here, it just blends in a little bit too much. I really wanted to really bring this in. So full screen. See, now we're close enough. We can see all of the windows and everything going on. And we're not distracted by these trees because they're just crushed really dark. This is a really neat old house. I like this. Yeah, nice, Stefan. I like it. I like it now. Levels adjustment in another program. Maybe. Maybe, but I think compositionally, I think that's where I would go mostly. All right, oh, the monkey. Uh, yeah, so this was sent by Ian before. Let me reset this. You know, he had he had wanted me to see to edit this in Workspace instead of Lightroom, because last week Lightroom Workspace wasn't working, so I had to go to Lightroom. But I wanted to show that you can still recover shadows, but not quite as well as you can in Lightroom. So what I did was, let me turn off this, is I just went to auto gradation. So that did a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of highlights and shadows, right? So when I put it on auto, basically all I have to do is bring the contrast back in. I'm just going to use the tone curve just to pull a little bit here. Oh, this is red channel. Crap, I do that all the time. Let me do it this way. This. Okay, Plato, we'll see you later. Something like that, and then add some contrast back in. And I think I used a square crop before. Oh, no, maybe it was something like that. Yeah. Okay, so I want to bring some of the contrast and sharpness. Because actually, when I looked at it again, it missed focus just a tiny bit. And dehaze, here we go. Right, and then this monkey. So it's really hard in Lightroom where the contrast is so flat because everything's, you know what I mean? This part's really tough. Maybe some clarity. And then warm it up a tiny bit. All right, I think that's it. Okay, Bob, we'll see you later. Or I don't know, everybody's dropping out all of a sudden. I guess we don't like the monkey picture, or has it been too long? It's been a couple hours, sorry. Okay, so... Wait. Reduce the right hand value in the tone curve. I don't know if that's going to help, but maybe. Yeah, that does help a little bit. Eesh, there. Something like that. Okay, Andrew, cool. Yeah, I think that's all I would do, but the colors are kind of wonky. I wish let me see 6000K. Not too bad. That's a little bit too much. 5700. Orange filter, maybe. Where is that? I forget where that is. Is that's oh God, noise filter was on. Let's turn that off. And here it is, color filter. Orange filter, how would that? I don't know, Andrew. I think that's gonna jack it up. Let me add a little bit. Oh, that's interesting. It's getting there. That wasn't as bad as I thought. All right, let's just do a before and after, but I think you get the idea. I edited this picture last week. That's kind of where I would go with this image, right? It's just definitely bring the monkey out and then work with the sky colors, because I can see there's some tones here, but I lost them. But that's not the subject anyway, right? The subject is really this monkey. But unfortunately, the monkey is a little bit soft right in the face. The focus is just back focused slightly back here. But okay. There you go. Whoever that was Ian. Ian, you had asked me to edit this again in Workspace to kind of bring the shadows in, and that's how I did it basically. Now for the last part, is you guys edited my picture. So let's see what you did here. Monkey could be a bit, yeah, when I tried to brighten it, it just kind of started to look a little bit too unsaturated. Dang it, where's my original? Give me a second here. Let me pull up the original image so you guys can see the before and after of what you guys did. I can't remember what the original looked like anymore, and then I forget how I edit it. Let me see. It's probably in here. No photo selected. Hold on. Let me go to the folder. Here it is. Export to image format, JPEG. Okay, that's that. And then this is the original. Export with previous. There we go. All right, almost there. Did that come out? That's mine. I'm going to rename that to Z. And then Damon. So Bob, where is it? Yeah, I think that's the original. Z. All right. Okay, so this is the original image here that I took. So this was in Shenandoah. I was exposing for the sky because the sky was really gorgeous, but then all of this got crushed to black almost. So let's see what you guys did with this one. We'll make this start here. This is number 1. This is number 2. All right, nice. I like this wide crop over here on the left, because the original is here. I got these backwards. Let me do it that way. This should be 1, 2. And this was sent in by Andrew. Okay, Andrew, you did a good job. Nice. And I think I shot this with my 75 to 300. I don't remember. But, you know, when you punch in, look how sharp that is. You can almost see her face if it wasn't underexposed. But yeah, good job. So you kind of went the same way. You saved the colors in the sky, but then brought out the foreground. So good job. Let's see what else we got. This one here is by Serge. Okay. Nice vintage look. I like this. It's kind of a plate. What do you call it? The old plate photography. I like this. I like that a lot, Serge. I need to kind of show that by itself. This is really good. And you cropped out perfectly, I think. Nice. Okay, Serge, good job. Let's see. This is from Bob. This looks a lot like the one Andrew did. Pretty much the same thing, but I think, Bob, you did a little better on the sky. And then this you made really gray. I like this look too. This is a really good edit too. That you did a really excellent job though on the skies. Wow. Okay, nice. Really nice. All right. Yeah, I think Bob just did a little better job than you, Andrew, on the sky. Because if you put these side by side, because you guys did almost the exact same edit and crop. See, the skies over here are a little bit better. Yours got a little bit washed out. And that's kind of what I was seeing, the big difference here. Okay, let's try. This one is from Darren. All right. We kind of kept the standard square. Looks like a square, maybe 4x3 crop. And muted all of the colors in the sky to just kind of some grayish pink tones. But it looks like, Darren, you like the flowers up here in the front, which I did too. Because when I was framing this, with the naked eye, you can see everything, right? So I was trying to frame it so I could have some options, like bringing the flowers out in the front. And this is what Darren did. So, yeah, definitely Darren and I were kind of on the same page a little bit with the flowers. Ultimately, I didn't go with this in my edit because I couldn't, it just wasn't enough. They're there, but it wasn't enough. But yeah, good edit though. Let's see, this one is this is from Joni. Yeah, Bob did a really nice edit. This one, Joni just gave up on the foreground and just said, I'm going silhouette." Or this, this is definitely an artistic choice. And I noticed everybody's cropping out that tree on the left over here. You can't see it in this picture because it's cropped out. And then pretty much centering the person. So we went with a silhouette and saved the sky. This is a legit edit too, I think. Definitely a lot of negative space. I like all of this negative space right here. It starts right here where my mouse is. Kind of like it starts about right here. This is, and then everything up to here is all negative. I like that too. Let's see what else we got here. This one is, oh, that's the original shot. Oh, we just have my edit here. All right, so this is what I did. This is one of like 2 edits. The other 2 edits I did were more like, you know, Bob's, but this is the other edit I went with. Where I decided that I decided to make the person the subject. But this looks like crap compared to what everybody else did. You guys did a much better job than me. I don't think my other edits were any good. Let me see. Yeah, this is like one of my edits too, right? It just sucked. I tried, like I said, I was trying to bring the flowers out in the front. And this just sucked. What lens did I use? The 75. Let me see. Yeah, this is the 75 to 300. Olympus 75 to 300, but I was zoomed out to 75 millimeters. You think the crop might work? Yeah, there's no way of bringing that person back. They were just too dark. And I was really pretty far away, because there's the original, right, at 75. You guys did a much better job. Man, you guys should start your own live stream edit channel. But okay, that's it for today. I will try and find another image and put up the live stream so you guys can edit my images tomorrow. But for now, everybody sent in, you guys are sending in amazing pictures and editing mine much better than I edit my own. But thanks again for everybody for joining me and spending some time having a beer maybe. I always have a good time with you guys, so thanks again, and we'll see you guys back on Sunday. I can never find the right button. It's around here. And this Olympus OBS software worked.